Disney has just demonstrated that direct-to-consumer is the future of your business and your personal brand, and I'll explain it all on this video. Welcome to another episode of Trust Videos. My name is Joel Valle, and this channel is all about sharing tips using video, mindset tools, and narrative stories that ultimately help you build your own personal brand. The whole media landscape is changing at a rapid pace, and Disney has fired their first shot. Well, technically Netflix, but let me explain. Here's the thing. We have heard a few times, if you follow entrepreneurs, if you're like me, you follow other influencers like Gary Vaynerchuk, Seth Godin, and Tom Bilyeu, etc., etc. And you have heard probably that you are your own media company. The internet has opened the doors, has democratized everything, and now you don't need to go to a publisher. You don't need to go to the gatekeepers to publish your own content and build your own brand, build your own personal brand. You can do a startup and you will use content to attract clients. You can be a coach, such as my clients are, and they can build their own content, their own media library to attract clients. Now that is going to become more and more common, and what Disney has done in the past 2 weeks is announce to the world what the future is, and the future to them is direct to consumer. Every company now is approaching the direct to consumer market. How big it could be? Well, thanks to Disney, we already know. Now, before I talk about Disney, I need to talk about Netflix. According to Statica, Netflix made around $23.81 billion. Let's just round it to 24. Netflix made $24 billion in revenue with their content. They have approximately 199 million subscribers that allow them to achieve that revenue worldwide, of course. Now, here's the thing. Netflix is in debt. I'm talking about billions of dollars in debt. Here's how you break down those $24 billion. Around $15 billion Netflix is spending on licensing content. It's not Netflix originals that get the most views. It's their library of content. It's content like The Office. It's content like Friends. It's licensing old content that's familiar. And they're spending $10 billion creating original content. So if you take 24 minus $14 billion on licensing content, and you subtract also $10 billion on original content, and you also subtract around $5 billion on operating expenses, well, Netflix is around $9 billion negative in the hole. Now, that's not a bad thing, you know, in the magnitude of things. Netflix has a system, has a business model that keeps making billions of dollars, and that's why they can continue operating. That's why banks loan them more money, because they are planning on the long term on cut the expenses of licensing content and just own the original content. Now that's Netflix in a nutshell. Now along comes Disney. When they create Disney Plus is because they see what Netflix is doing and they want part of the action. So that's why they launched Disney Plus last year. Now here's what happened. The projections of subscribers of Disney Plus were more than they expected. They have achieved, they announced it, that they grew Disney Plus subscribers to 73 million. That was way more than they expected. I think they were expecting like 50 million subscribers. So they overshot that goal. And if you have noticed, Disney Plus doesn't have much original content. They only have like The Mandalorian, and they bought the rights for showing Hamilton, but mostly Disney doesn't have original content. What people are subscribing to Disney is because of their library of Peter Pan, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and all that. Now that is content that Disney doesn't have to license because that's their own content. If they're able to reach that 198 million subscribers, they'll be able to make around also $24 billion without the expenses of licensing content. Because if you remember, Disney recently bought Fox. And of course, as everybody knows, they bought Star Wars, Lucasfilms, and they bought Pixar, and they bought Marvel. That's what Bob Iger did on his tenure. He bought all these companies, so now they own all that IP. So if they're able to reach $24 billion as Netflix, they'll be golden, because they don't have to license the content. They don't have to write contracts with other studios to show content through their Disney Plus channel or the other streaming platforms like Hulu. And of course, there are rumors that they're going to put a Disney Plus section for adults. That's where the Fox IP comes in. That's where they're able to show Predator and Aliens and all those R-rated movies and Deadpool. So you see, they are betting on the direct-to-consumer. That's Disney Plus and Netflix. Now let's talk about HBO Max. HBO Max is Warner Bros. Streaming platform, which is owned by AT&T. So we're talking about AT&T really here. So AT&T sees this, and they see Disney's announcement and how much subscribers they have on their platform, and they see that HBO Max is lagging. HBO Max has around now 10 million subscribers, a far cry from what Disney Plus has and Amazon, as of this moment of this recording, of course. And of course, they botched their launch. They didn't launch on Roku and other things that they shot themselves in the foot. So now they're scrambling to build their own platform and get more subscribers. Now, with the whole pandemic destroying Hollywood right before our eyes, AT&T forces Warner Bros. To release Wonder Woman 1984, which has been delayed multiple times, and say, okay, you have to release Wonder Woman because we need to get subscribers to the platform. And thus, of course, you guys already know we're in the middle of the stream wars. Now that has sparked rumors, of course, that Black Widow, which has been delayed also by Disney, may also launch on Disney Plus. That has not been confirmed. Those are still rumors, we don't know. So what are the streaming wars teaching us? They're teaching us that direct-to-consumer, because of the internet, because of technology, is here. It's no longer the future, it's here. And if we, building our personal brands, building our startups, our businesses, if we focus on being a media company, being media driven, creating content marketing that educates people around the services that we offer, you can create your own company, your own media platform that will push your brand further. You don't need to reach the subscriber base that Disney has and that Netflix has. You don't need 73 million subscribers. You only need a fraction of those people to make a decent living doing what you love. And this is not exactly new information. Kevin Kelly already made his expose of 1,000 True Fans that explain how an artist can make a living with just 1,000 True Fans. Of course, you're not an artist. You probably are building your own business, but the concepts are the same. You build your tribe. You build your following with content. Make video content, compelling content. Go on YouTube, go on LinkedIn, go on the social media platform of your choice, and have a media focused mindset. Create your own production company. What content are you going to show to the world or to the people that you want to attract? Grab your smartphone and a small tripod and talk to your audience. Talk about your knowledge. Share your knowledge. Be generous. From now on, put yourself in HBO shoes or in Netflix shoes or in Disney Plus shoes and think like a production company. What videos are you going to create to share your message to attract that audience that you want? These are very exciting times. I'm very excited because I'm approaching this as a media platform. And I hope that you start your own journey of building your own media company, of building your own platform. Don't let this opportunity go away. Take action. Just start. If you need help with the basics of shooting video, I have a free course on my website that you can subscribe. And if not, you can just go on YouTube. You don't have to go to my website. Go to other YouTubers and learn how to shoot camera. The technology is getting simpler and simpler. You can learn this. And by the way, if your mind was just blown and if you have enjoyed this content, consider subscribing so you will get more of it. It keeps the channel going. And that's all I have for now. See you on the next video.